If he's in shape, fine. I hope he is.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, both literally and figuratively. The Austrian Oak went on to become the box office king of the 1980s action movie scene. And not only that, he would go on to be elected the governor of California. Schwarzenegger has millions of fans across the globe, and there are many reasons for that. So here are 10 of the reasons why people love Arnold Schwarzenegger so much. Arnold's an all-around good guy. A couple of years ago, a 19-year-old kid who was 6'5" and weighed 130 pounds posted on Reddit that he wasn't confident in the gym and kept buckling on the deadlift and feeling embarrassed that other people in the gym were laughing at him. 2 days later, Arnold Schwarzenegger came to the rescue with a touching and inspirational response, saying to not be afraid of failure because how far can you really fall? He continued with more inspirational words and encouragement. What a good guy.
Come with me if you want to live.
The kid wrote back that Arnie's support was something else, and that the tiny weights that I can pick up won't know what lifted them. Liking this video so far? Take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad. Now back to Arnold.
Come over and find out.
He inspired Rob Liefeld to create Deadpool.
Very nice to see you, Schwarzenegger.
Until 2016, Deadpool was not a very well-known character in the Marvel Comics universe. But of course, thanks to Ryan Reynolds, he is now one of the most popular superheroes in the world.
Is the mask muffling my voice?
Before Reynolds came along, he had been around for years. He was created by Rob Liefeld, who was actually inspired to create the character by the comedy movie Twins.
Excuse me. I just have never heard this kind of music before.
Which starred Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito as an unlikely pair of twin brothers.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother.
Liefeld explained the influence of Schwarzenegger's cult classic movie on his creation of the Merc with a Mouth. He said the movie Twins meant a lot to him. He saw Wolverine in this scenario as Arnold, and then he saw Deadpool as Danny DeVito, burned out and scarred. And based on this logic, Marvel gave him the go-ahead. So, without Arnold Schwarzenegger, we might not have Deadpool. Yet another reason to absolutely adore the guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger has artistic integrity. A lot of movie stars seem to find it impossible to turn down money. If an offer comes their way and there's a cash figure attached to the script, they will snatch it up.
I know she's in here, popcorn.
But not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was offered the chance to reprise his role as Dutch in the new Predator movie, and he turned it down. He said that they asked him and that he read it, but that he didn't like it, no matter what they offered.
No.
He said he wasn't going to do that unless they rewrote it to give him a more significant role. But with the way it was at the time, he said no.
Good old days. Yeah, like the good old days.
Despite what Schwarzenegger might have thought of the script, Stacy Snyder, the CEO of 20th Century Fox, is a big fan. She said the new Predator film coming out is unexpected and utterly fresh, and that Emma Watts, a Fox executive, went out and recruited Shane Black. From the first page, it didn't read like a Predator film. It's set in suburbia. There's a little boy and his dad at the center of the action. So hey, maybe it will be a good movie, even without Arnie on board. Arnold's still making action movies in his 70s.
I'll be back.
What?
Very few people are ever physically fit enough to star in a bunch of action movies, let alone that fit for more than a couple of decades. And yet, Arnold Schwarzenegger has been starring in his own action movies into his 70s. He's getting so old that the directors of his movies are having to explain why he's so old in the movies. The killer cyborg, Terminator, that he played in the 80s and 90s as a young man, has wrinkles and gray hair in the 2015 reboot. James Cameron, the original creator of the franchise, is returning for the 6th movie, and he has had to explain how the movie is going to handle Arnie's age, saying that you don't have to get around it because he's a cyborg. The org part is on the outside, meaning organism. And reset in the first Terminator film that they sweat, they have bad breath, and they're supposed to be infiltration units, so there's this idea that flesh sort of sheaths over a metal endoskeleton. So that would age normally.
I'm old, not obsolete.
So obviously he's one that's been in action and operation for a long time. Ooh, which means there could be some surprises.
Listen to me very carefully.
He tricked Sylvester Stallone into doing Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot is a universally despised buddy action comedy movie about a cop who is paired up with his mother.
Every time I'm about to visit, you call and say it's a bad time.
Played by Estelle Getty. One might wonder why the hell a big movie star like Sylvester Stallone would agree to star in such a piece of garbage. Well, as it turns out, in this particular case, a sneaky Arnold Schwarzenegger tricked him into doing it.
And that's exactly what I want.
While the two stars were at the height of their rivalry. Schwarzenegger explained that he read the script and it was so bad it was gonna go right in the toilet. And because of his rivalry with Stallone at the time, he decided he was going to leak out his interest in the role. He knew how Hollywood worked. He would then ask for a lot of money, and then they'd say, no, let's give it to Sly. We can get him cheaper. So they told Sly, Schwarzenegger's interested. Here's the press clippings. He's talked about that. If you want to grab that one away from him, that is available. And he went for it. He totally went for it.
I want to strangle him.
A week later, Arnold had found out that Sly had signed on to do the movie. It was a great scam, and obviously it worked perfectly. But now, Arnold has a bromance with Stallone.
I need to get into the isolation area.
Arnold Schwarzenegger had a major rivalry with fellow action movie star Sylvester Stallone in the 1980s. For 2 decades, the two stars hated each other, but now they're good friends. They've appeared in a handful of movies together, and they like to hang out off-set between filming. How did two guys who used to hate each other so much become such good friends? Well, Mikael Hofstrom, who has directed them together in Escape Plan, attributes it to their age. He told People magazine that now they're a little bit older, they really enjoy the fact that they have mutual experiences. He says they no longer have to prove anything to anyone anymore. You can tell they like being on set. They like telling old war stories. They like smoking their cigars. They earned it. According to Stallone, when they're together, Schwarzenegger likes to shop and, like a real badass, play chess. He's addicted to chess. Sly's asked him about water skiing or something else, but chess? Stallone summed up their bromantic relationship perfectly. I don't know why we get along so well. It goes to show you, a good enemy is hard to find. Arnold Schwarzenegger is responsible for a ton of iconic movie quotes.
I'll be back.
A lot of movie actors are lucky to be able to utter one iconic quote in their careers. Arnold Schwarzenegger has had dozens.
Come with me if you want to live. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back.
Came from the Terminator movies, while If It Bleeds, We Can Kill It, and
You're one ugly mother.
and
Get to the chopper!
are all from Predator. When he shoots his pretend wife Sharon Stone in the head, he tells her,
Consider that a divorce.
"You've just been erased," was a line uttered by his character John the Eraser Kruger. In Commando, he tells a bad apple named Sully, "You're a funny guy, Sully. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last." And then when he doesn't kill him last, he simply tells him,
I lied.
So many iconic quotes. Who knows why so many lines that Arnie has uttered on the big screen have resonated so much with a wide movie-going audience? Maybe it's because he's smart in the scripts he chooses, picking only the ones with the most memorable dialogue. Maybe it's simply because of his lovable Austrian accent. Either way, the guy is responsible for some of the most iconic movie quotes of all time. His thick Austrian accent.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Arnold Schwarzenegger has become famous for his accent. It has made him a fun impression to try out,
Going to the Havana room. I want you to.
and has made his voice just as recognizable as his face. It's actually one of the main things that people love about the guy. It's one of his trademarks as a movie star.
In a few months, he creates a revolutionary type of microprocessor.
When you cast him in the lead role of your movie, you don't just get a bulky man with huge muscles, you also get that accent.
This is my week off.
As it turns out, he actually doesn't need the accent anymore because he's actually able to speak in perfectly clear Queen's English.
You know, the highways and freeways and the bridges.
So why does he keep doing the accent? Because his fans love it. The actor has said that the accent has become such a big part of him and that people really enjoy it. The funny thing is that people had said it would be impossible for him to be successful in acting, when in actuality, the accent became his asset. It's ironic, right? Casting people never know what they're talking about. They told him when he was starting out that the accent would be his downfall. It would have been fine if he'd been able to lose the accent at the start of his career, since he had his voice dubbed over in his first movie and got cast to play a deaf mute in his second movie. But if he didn't have the accent, would he be as popular and beloved as he is today? Arnold stands up to bullies. If If there's one thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger can't stand on social media, it's not persistent ads or fake news, it's trolls.
I like my work.
A couple of years ago, during the Special Olympics, one troll wrote, "The Olympics are for the best athletes in the entire world to compete against each other to determine who is best." The troll continued with more derogatory comments. And then Schwarzenegger's bold response annihilated the vicious troll, saying, "As evil and stupid as this comment is, I'm not going to delete it or ban you yet, because it's a teachable moment. You have two possible paths ahead. Right now, I guarantee you that these athletes have more courage, compassion, brains, and skill, actually more of every positive human quality, than you. So take their path. You could learn from them and try to challenge yourself, to give back, to add something to the world. Or you can stay on your path and keep being a sad, pitiful, jealous internet troll who adds nothing to the world but mocks anyone who does, out of small-minded jealousy. I know that all you really want is attention, so let me be clear. If you choose to keep going this way, no one will ever remember you." You tell him, Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Governator.
I'm so fortunate I was able to serve almost 40 million people in California.
Of course, people love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyone who can come from Austria and make their way to Hollywood and then star in a series of action movies as a killer cyborg is going to attract a lot of fans. If they can use that as a springboard to become one of the biggest movie stars of all time, then they'll attract even more fans. If they manage to get out of the movie business and enter into a political career,
their policies were such that they were not really including everybody.
Even getting elected the governor of California without losing any fans or slowing down their movie career, then they transcend human existence and basically become a living god. Well, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger for you. The main reason why so many people love him is basically that he is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You moved too soon.
Since he's known for playing a Terminator, and he went on to become the governor of California, he was given a nickname that is a combination of those two names. He is the Governator. That moniker proved to be so popular that it was adapted to becoming its own comic book. And hey, that comic book might even become a movie someday. Who knows? It would be a huge hit. Before you start trying out your best Arnold impression,
In the kitchen.
go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And since you're here, why not check out some of our other great videos?